Oh my goodness.
We made it.
You know what? Today is actually day 1 of Comic-Con.
It is.
But this is day 4 of Sideshow Con.
It is.
So, wow, that's amazing. That's one of those parallel universes. Like Earth 1610, Amy and Autumn are on their first day of Comic-Con, and they are bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, and we are on Earth 616. Here on day 4 of Sideshow Con. Now, I hope you guys have been tuning into the news and the daily blog announcements like we've been asking you throughout the week, because you don't want to miss news items, especially like why we are looking at 2 fabulous fine art prints of Stan the Man Lee himself. That is because this morning we revealed that Sideshow is absolutely thrilled to partner with Stan Lee's POW Entertainment to create licensed Stan Lee collector's items.
So cool.
So we do have, these actually were mentioned in our press release, so you guys can check that out, read up on the press release, see what's coming up. But we do have some new pieces to show you, and we're going to walk you through a couple of new things that swapped out at the booth this morning, so we are very excited to show you that.
Let's get started over here.
Yeah, let's get started. This is the Legends Stan Lee Fine Art Lithograph by artist Bill Cinkevich. Now, we have worked with Bill Cinkevich for a couple of his other Marvel pieces as well as DC Comics covers. He is a legendary comic book artist, and what better way to pay tribute to a comic book legend like Stan Lee than collaborating with Cinkevich to create an incredible portrait. This is in Cinkevich's signature style, usually lacking line art, but using a lot of bright colors and shapes to create the image. Of course, this is immediately recognizable as the essential Stan Lee. He does have his signature glasses, his mustache, his smile that just beckons people into the Marvel Universe to get excited about their favorite heroes. This is a fine art lithograph that will be limited to an edition size of only 100 pieces, each hand signed by Cinkevich. This is a print sample right now, so we're not seeing the signature. But this piece feels like a Hall of Fame tribute gallery, just really beautiful portrait that captures the essence of who Stan Lee is as both a familiar face and a literal icon and legend of the pop culture industry. We also have, as a part of our Stan Lee POW Entertainment partnership, we had the Excelsior fine art print by Ian Mcdonald. This one's a little bit more energetic and fun, capturing the energy of the superheroes that Stan Lee brought into his work. Starting at the top, I really do like that there is the editor's style box on a comic book page that has Stan's signature catchphrase, Excelsior. He does have a pen in hand, but with his other hand, he is ground pounding, doing that kind of Iron Man 3-point pose, or the superhero landing, if you will, which creates a resounding pow in the pavement.
Love it.
We've done a number of prints with Ian Mcdonald, most recently, of course, the Amazing Spider-Man number 300 tribute, so that's really cool to see him follow up with this. This is really fun, really energetic, with Stan's signature green sweater, and of course the glasses, mustache, smile, all the works. For those who might not know the translation of Excelsior, the catchphrase kind of means always upward, striving for excellence and showing both the literal and figurative heights that Stan Lee took Marvel Comics and all of our favorite superheroes to. This is a fine art print in a limited edition of 750 pieces. This will be releasing for Sideshow Con, I believe, and that's pretty exciting. And as with Ian Mcdonald's art prints, this will have an authorized automated artist signature as well as an embossed seal of authenticity. So this is a really fun and energetic piece that is a loving homage to the comic books he created, as well as capturing the icon that he is.
I feel like there's some kind of show that's happening today that's going to talk more about Stan Lee, but I can't remember.
Oh, yes. While you guys are here, let us make a plug. We will be doing a special Stan Lee dedicated episode of the Comics Hall, talking about his life, his history in Marvel Comics, his most famous works. I'm sure we all know some of those most famous characters, but if you want to learn more about one of my personal favorite Marvel Comics stories, the fabulous No Prize, Stan's Soapbox, the original Marvel Bullpen, come on by the Comics Hall today. That is at 2 p.m. Pacific, and that will be with me and Paul Hernandez, who is one of the Facebook group moderators. He's on the social team. You've probably seen him popping up throughout the week, but we will be covering all things Stan Lee and also catching you up on any related Stan Lee collector's item news.
Nice. We do have the rest of the art prints that are in the gallery right now, we did show you guys on Tuesday at 8 a.m. So you can go back to that live stream and catch it, but we're going to update you on a new one today.
Yes, so this did swap out, and not only being Marvel related, She-Hulk does have a special relation to Stan Lee, as she is one of the last kind of core characters that Stan Lee created during his time at Marvel. This is the She-Hulk fine art print by artist Mike Mayhew, who is also very famous for his She-Hulk covers. This is a blisteringly bright gamma radiation green She-Hulk who is punching through a wall. Love the look of determination. This is one of kind of the essential covers from that collection of She-Hulk stories that he did covers for. I don't have the exact details right now on this piece, but I do believe from what I'm seeing in this sample here, it does have an authorized automated signature and an embossed seal of authenticity as well. No news on edition size yet, but you can keep an eye out for that. Make a very nice pairing with the Adi Granov Artist Series statue or any other She-Hulk collectibles you might have. I love the expression. This is a really, really bright print, and I hope it's coming across on the camera. I love the slight motion blur in her back fist as well. All the details. Mike Mayhew is an amazing comic book artist, and we're really excited to have this She-Hulk piece as a part of our fine art print collection.
All right, we're going to head over into the booth now.
Yeah, let's do one quick swipe past.
There we go.
So welcome back to your morning walking tour of Sideshow Con. We are headed into the booth now, where there have been a couple of exciting swap outs that do pertain to today's news. So we are looking forward to showing you those. Don't mind if I do. Excuse me.
Welcome back to the booth.
Welcome back to the booth. Sideshow Con Day 4. The crowds are bumping.
Can you spot the new things?
Yeah. So a lot of this booth is the same, but there are some significant additions this morning. And then after we check those out...
If you missed yesterday, there were a lot of swap outs yesterday. So definitely catch yesterday, 8 a.m. live stream to see all the things that came in yesterday.
Yes, and after we check these out, we will show you, again, some of the items that are still on display here at the booth. But let's go past...
I'll follow you.
Yeah, oh, you're following me?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, goodness. So in partnership with POW Entertainment, we do have the Stan Lee designer collectible figure here at the bottom, produced in conjunction with Unruly Industries by artist Gabriel Soares. Of course, we did just see the Excelsior fine art print, and we really wanted to capture that same energy in a designer collectible figure. This is Stan ground punching a comic book. You can see there's actually a lot of fun comic book aspects. I mean, there's no specific artwork in the pages, but you can see the signature Ben-Day printing dots, different panels, what looks to be the Marvel New York skyline, lots of explosions, a couple spider webs maybe.
I love the pages just lifting from him pounding.
Yes, it really brings his contributions to life. It's a lovable caricature of him in his, again, one of his signature outfits. And we have had some confusion on the streams with some of these backgrounds. These backgrounds are just for display. This meanwhile cutout is just for display at Sideshow Con. It's not part of the box art. It does not come with the figure. But what does come with the figure is this incredible likeness and caricature of Stan Lee. So there will be an RSVP notice for that on our website later today, so you can check that out if it's not already there. You can go to side.show/new to check out all new and upcoming products. RSVP on their preview pages, and you will be notified by email or SMS when they become available for purchase.
Would you mind standing next to us so they can get an idea of the scale of the piece?
Yes. So this is concurrent with our Unruly Industries line. It is a designer collectible figure. There's no specific scale for that name, but this is not a premium format statue.
Yeah, I figured because there's no set scales, it's good to get a feel
but
for it.
We do have a couple of other. We do have a premium format and a maquette on display here. Let's start with the premium format because I think that's gonna blow a couple minds when we pan up to that right now. This is the Spider-Man Symbiote premium format figure. This is not a variant of any statue of Spider-Man that we've produced before. This is an entirely new Spider-Man in his symbiote black costume. This is a really cool piece that has that kind of intimidation factor of Peter Parker in this new and strange alien suit. He is crouched on top of a church bell tower that is extremely detailed with Gothic architecture. Amazing. I do love the kind of weeping woman figure, and then there is a skeletal face on the base as well. And as you guys might be able to see, there's little bits of the symbiote creeping all the way up the statue as well. packed full of detail from that classic symbiote suit run storyline. There's a lot of great textures, kind of gloss in the suit where you see the symbiote suit taking over, because it does have a slickness to it. I always love the web shooters in the top of the wrist, or the top of the hands there, in that white patch. Lots of detail, great stonework. It is not actually stone. I don't have the exact materials though, because this is the first time we are seeing this at the show. And we are very excited to get to show you that. And we thought it appropriate to display these Spider-Man pieces alongside Stan, of course, because of his contributions. And the next piece that we have to show, I really love, because if you played Marvel's Spider-Man, the video game, you know that Stan Lee's cameo specifically was watching Peter Parker and Mary Jane in a diner. He was like the line cook, and he saw them together and he said, "You know, you always were my favorite couple."
Oh.
And that just gets you right in the heart parts. But this is the Spider-Man and Mary Jane Maquette, based on the artwork of course, if you can tell already from the iconic style, fan favorite comic book artist J. Scott Campbell. This is based on a variant cover that he did for Amazing Spider-Man Renew Your Vows #1, part of the 2015 Secret Wars comic book series. You are seeing the exclusive edition, which includes that sculpted plush tiger on the armchair. This is a really sweet piece capturing this essential Marvel relationship. You see that Peter does have his Spider-Man mask lifted up. They're in a gentle embrace. In the original picture, they are sitting in a New York City loft. You can imagine where they are with this armchair. Lots of really nice bright colors that capture Sabine Rich's coloring from the original cover as well. And then Mary Jane does have the Spider-Man style socks. There's a lot of texture and kind of depression. I don't know what there's the spider lines, the webbing lines are rivets. Not rivets. They're like, yeah, you know what I mean. There's texture to the lining of the spider suit. It's not just, thank you, grooves.
Yes.
Needed to get my groove back. Yes, so these are not just flat painted lines. There's texture. They are dynamically capturing the light. It is an entirely sculpted piece. It is available for pre-order on our website, so you can check that out right now. It did make its debut, I want to say, last San Diego Comic-Con. But we are showing you guys it again here as a part of our Spider-Man and Stan Lee dual display here. So Spider-Man and Mary Jane is the only piece that is currently available for pre-order, but Spider-Man Symbiote and the Stan Lee designer collectible figure are coming very soon.
All right.
In the realm of Marvel, do we want to check out Taskmaster again?
Yeah, absolutely.
That was a brand new swap out for this week. He has been pre-ordering on our website, but this is his convention debut.
Well, plus he was eyeballing us the whole time that we were doing that
was.
one, so I feel like he needs some attention.
Yes, this sword is incredible, and I want to caution you guys who are thinking to add him to your collection. Be warned that the sword arm and length of the statue is 25 inches long, so you do need to accommodate enough space for that. Don't let it be sticking out of your shelf.
More than just the footprint, absolutely. Yeah.
Yes, but it does have a nice modest footprint as well. He does stand on a training facility themed base, because Taskmaster is not only a deadly mercenary with his own tactical knowledge and photographic reflexes and memory, but he also hires out his skills and trains the mercenaries and thugs for other Marvel supervillains who need to perhaps best Black Widow or take down Captain America. He does hire out his expertise because he does study, well, actually he doesn't study, he immediately learns their best moves and tactics and can adapt to them, both part of his incredible skill and memories and reflexes. This is a true to comic book version of Taskmaster with some updated colors to kind of modernize the look, a little bit subdued in the oranges and blues, but you can see that his signature white cape and hood are very, very bright, really give him that nice comic book page come to life look. He is mixed media, so the cape that you are currently seeing is entirely fabric, as well as the hood. They have wire for posing, and you did just get a nice shot of the fact that the fabrics are varying textures. Varying textures. So you've got the kind of sleek inner,
and I like
how
a
red-orange lining.
It matches perfectly with the texture that is portrayed on the sculpted boots and shorts.
Yes. So the artists did match the white sculpt of the gloves, the trunks, and the boots to the material and the grit of the white hood. And of course, because he is skilled in a number of weapons and martial tactics, he does have an entire Avengers busting kit with some of their signature weapons. He does have his Taskmaster shield, a bow, and a quiver full of arrows on his back. He has some firearms at his side in the pouches, and he does have that sword, as we pointed out. You are seeing the collectors. Ha ha ha. Point. He does have his collector's edition Skullface portrait currently, but you can see on our website the exclusive edition, which is a more tactical, armored look swap out that is kind of even slightly more modern for this character.
I do want to point out for those who are looking for more pieces on display, more new things, tomorrow there's going to be a lot of new things on display here in the podium. So we are going to continue to go over some of the things that we saw yesterday, but look in more detail, things we didn't get a chance to look at yesterday. But tomorrow there's going to be a lot of swap outs.
Yeah. And if you guys are looking for more Stanley, I forgot we did announce some of our exclusives. You guys want to make sure you're registered for Sideshow Con at side.show/con. And you will get notified about when exclusive pieces drop, and the Stan Lee Ragnarok 6 scale figure from Hot Toys will be part of today's exclusive
We also have a
releases.
Stanley giveaway, a fun one. Want to go take a look at it?
Let's go take a look.
Okay, we have a fun Stanley giveaway today with not one winner, 25 winners.
That's, in my historical experience, that's a lot of winners.
We have never done that many. So we are going to be giving away 25 of this guy right here.
This is the Stan Lee Minico figure by Iron Studios. You can see him surrounded by Minicos of other characters that he helped to create or that live in his Marvel universe. But this is specifically the Stan Lee Minico. He's on a circular black base that says Excelsior, which of course is his catchphrase. And then he is sitting in the director's chair, turning around, giving a sly smile, and his signature, his iconic signature, is on the backside of that chair. It is printed on. It is not hand signed, obviously, but this Minico figure kind of captures Stan's role in the Marvel universe, both as a incredible cameo in every single one of our movies, but as kind of the hand that gently guided so many of these characters to become the modern icons they are today.
So if you want to enter to have a chance to win one of these 25 that we're giving away, you're going to go to side.show/mini, as in Minico, mini Stan. So if just head on over there. It's going to be a Gleam giveaway, which means you can use social media to enter. You can enter by tagging friends. You can enter by signing up for a newsletter. There's all kinds of ways to enter. There are going to be 25 winners who are all going to get to take this guy home. So enter to win. It's open now. It's going to last the rest of the day.
All right. So let's give everybody a look at these Minico pieces. I think Captain America: The First Avenger is also one of the convention exclusives going up today.
Yes, I think so. Yes, it did drop today at 6:30 a.m. on social media. We did drop what the convention exclusives for the day are, and I believe an email also went out.
Excellent. All right. So while we're here, let us take a look at some of these Marvel pieces, because there are pieces, from kind of the earliest parts of the MCU all the way up to the most recent. And so there's a lot of fun stuff for Marvel fans who are looking to add to their collection. This is the Captain America: The First Avenger 10th scale statue by Iron Studios. This has a very detailed environment base.
Let's start there.
You guys can see he's kind of in the...
Oh my gosh, what did you spill on it, Amy?
Absolutely nothing. That is another one of the amazing kind of texture techniques that Iron Studios has captured. It does look like actual water and mud in the kind of battlefield training area that he is in. You can see all the bullet casings on the ground as well. He does have his slightly damaged shield at this point in the film, because this is a Captain America who is new to the battle. He's just working up to becoming that symbol that he represents for so many by the time we get to Avengers Endgame. He does have a fully sculpted costume. Iron Studios pieces are very detailed and hand painted, and you can see that they've captured all of the different patterning elements to his costume, the star on his chest, And this is just a really nice piece if you want to go all the way back to the beginning of Captain America.
I had some comments in the Facebook group and some other places that they love to get some more idea of scale, even though we know it's 10th scale. But would you mind, again, standing next to it just so that they can see?
Yeah, I don't know how
Here, you can stand right in there, just so that you can see about the size. Oh, wait, let me zoom out a little bit. There we go. Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Yes, so that is the 10th scale. I don't know the scale on the Minico figures. That is kind of their own distinct style. So I don't think there's an exact scale to those pieces, but these 10th scales, and you can see like Thor is a little bit taller than the Cap 10th scale. We do also have, harkening back to an early day of the MCU, this is the Thor 10th scale statue from the Thor film. He is standing on a Bifrost themed base with the Celtic knots. I do like those little kind of punches of the rust red that kind of give the sense that this is the symbol that does get burned into the earth when Heimdall shoots down that beam of light of the Bifrost, which is really cool.
So sciencey.
Well, you know, as they say in the film, any sufficiently advanced form of science is indistinguishable from magic.
Nice.
Woohoo! Oh my God, never thought I'd get to
Nailed
pull
it.
out a Thor 1 quote from today. Anyways, his costume is entirely sculpted as well. I do love that classic winged helmet. We didn't see that enough in the MCU. People did mention that he did have a helmet in Ragnarok, but yes, it was not this classic one with the big old crazy wings. Love the scaled portion of his arms, as well as you mentioned, there are grooves throughout that. Now I'm going to use that word all day.
Nice, that's groovy.
Very detailed chest armor. He has a fully sculpted cape as well, and then you can see that Iron Studios did get the runes on Mjolnir in there as well.
There we go. Nice.
Lots of fun. They do great likenesses, especially in this 10th scale. Very detailed, and I do love the silhouette that we are at this angle with the cape fluttering. Now a slightly updated version of one of the classic trio of Avengers. This is the Iron Man 10th scale statue from Spider-Man Far From Home, but this is not the Iron Man that we know and love. This is the Mysterio illusion form of Iron Man who torments Peter Parker on his trip abroad. Let's get a little closer to the helmet because you can actually see that there is a skull peeking out from the side of the face mask that has been. Oh, that's rough. This is an exceptionally detailed piece. If you're a fan of Marvel Zombies, this one's also pretty cool because it does have that Marvel Zombies vibe. But you can see that it is part of Mysterio's illusion because as you go down the figure, there are those patches of blue that represent the pixelation that the drones project, which is really cool. You can see that in the base as well. And one of his legs is almost entirely the pixelization that really gives that sense of
such a cool touch. I love it.
Like being transient in the moment, and he's like he's incorporeal. You do see also the damaged drone that is projecting this image, but not at 100% capacity, leading to the pixelization of the character, which I think is a really cool detail. To remind you that this is, of course, not really Tony Stark. This is not what happened to him, and Peter Parker should in no way feel that guilt. This will be coming soon for pre-order. You can go to side.show/new to check out the RSVP page.
I also want to address some other comments I saw in the Facebook group last night. I want to let you guys know I am not almost hitting these figures. I am zoomed in. I'm actually this far away. So wanted to let you guys know. Yeah. I got that comment a lot in the group last night. You have to be more careful when going around those figures. You're almost knocking them over.
Yes, we are being exceptionally careful with these pieces. Many of them are prototypes. We are very, very privileged to have these on loan to us for the display. But more so than that, also, there will be videographic evidence if we do destroy something. So we are taking it exceptionally carefully.
Yes.
All right, so those were kind of that about does it for now for the.
Oh, there's one fun new addition.
Oh, is there?
Here. Yes.
Oh, what is there?
Okay.
Oh, there is.
Yes, here we go.
All right.
Past it.
So that's it for our Stanley stuff for now, but keep an eye on our socials because we do have some of the art prints. I believe those will be dropping. We'll have the special episode of the Comics Haul. There is also before we go into these two, there is a special promotion while supplies last to get a free Stanley pin with the qualifying purchase of, I believe, $150 of in-stock Marvel product or more. You can check out our blog for that. If we have any moderators in the chats, also they can drop the link to that. But full details while supplies last. If you want to get a Stanley pin that is inspired and based on the same likeness as the designer collectible figure.
And there's a picture of the pin in the blog post. Yes.
It was also, I believe, a free bonus item in the first Sideshow Con swag packs.
Yes, it was.
So, yeah, if you haven't had a chance to get one.
If you missed that, this is your chance to get one.
Yes.
Yes.
So, now without further ado, I believe this is the last unique swap out.
We showed these Tikis, these Tiki Mugs, a couple of times.
Yeah, these are from Beeline Creative. This is the Geeky Tikis collection.
Uh-huh.
These two went up, I believe, on May the 4th. This is the Mandalorian.
I said May the 4th be with you.
Thank you. May the 4th be with you. Little late for that. We're in the middle of July. But this is the Mandalorian Geeky Tiki, and then the Child Force Pose Geeky Tiki as well. You guys can see the child is slightly smaller, but he is a little bit wider. I don't know the exact ounce allotment, but these do hold enough for a significant drink. Not quite as large as the Jabba and Rancor pieces, but I absolutely love these geeky tikis. That's really hard to say with my retainers in. They are very nicely glazed, and the artwork and the way that the character has been translated into that style is really fun. The colors tend to also typically match their character or color scheme, especially with like Jabba the Hutt's got the yellow interior. We also have some geeky tikis on display with the Atomic Misfit set. But these are super cute. The child one is exceptionally adorable. Of course, it does have its eyes closed in focus.
Nice little hand out.
Little hand out, yes. And those adorable ears. So these are new additions. They are available on our website currently, I believe. I believe that the child is in stock, and maybe the Mando too. If not, then they're definitely pre-ordered. They definitely are on our website. So you can check that out at sideshow.com. If you're looking to add some fun drinkware flair, functional fandom to your collection, and just make sure to clean and maintain them properly, and they will
serve you well.
Serve you well, yes.
There was a request in the Facebook group last night for us to take another look at the originals.
Yes. Okay.
Is that good?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Let's head over there. Okay.
All right. And I know we've been getting asked the exact size of these pieces. I do not have the measurements on them. Yeah, I'll stand next to them for scale.
There you go.
Check. But I don't have the exact measurements. I have not seen the pages for their product information, but they will be coming soon to our website. You can already RSVP for them. They did go up during 12 Days of Sideshow as previews that were silhouetted, only teased what they might have looked like, but you did see their names. But the previews have been updated on side.show/new, so you can RSVP to be notified as soon as these pieces go up. We are very excited to have these prototypes ready and on display for you guys. So I'm going to
interrupt really quick to let you guys know there was an impromptu interview with Tom Gilliland, Sideshow's creative director, yesterday in the Facebook group. The 3 of the Facebook moderators got to have an exclusive quick mini tour of the booth. When they were looking at these pieces, Tom Gilliland surprised them and showed up, and they were able to do an interview with him about these pieces. So if one of the moderators is right now in the chats, they can drop a link to that interview in the chats here, and you guys can go check it out. It's really cool. Yeah, and I mean, we love these pieces. I think you guys can even tell right away, like these, they're so colorful, they're so bright. They're really sexy, and they're really cool representations of amazing types of characters that you would find in kind of the big 3 of genre. Yeah.
They are horror, they are sci-fi, they are fantasy. Let's get started with the one in the front. This is the Dragon Slayer, the Warrior Forged in Flame. They all have a subtitle that kind of helps inform their story. And of course, you can tell your own stories with these pieces. We have created the character, and their further adventures are up to your imagination. But the Dragon Slayer is a brave warrior woman from the age of swords and sorcery. I do love the detail of the braiding in her hair. She is entirely sculpted, and you guys can see also behind her and over her shoulder is an enormous greatsword that is freshly spattered with dragon blood. And it has dragon elements, on the hilt, which is really neat. And then you can also see that she has herself these clawed elements on her gloves. One of the reasons we call her a warrior forged in flame is because of the fact that not only is she literally facing trial by dragon fire every time she fights a dragon, but she has created her own armor and elements out of the kind of recycled aspects of the dragons she defeats, both to honor them, but also to take advantage of their protective capabilities. You guys can see on the base she has recently severed the head of a dragon that is corrupted with a blight. You can see the disgusting elements pulling away from this poor creature that is suffering no longer because she slayed it. And you can see on the backside there are elements of the dragon's skull exposed, which is really cool. It kind of gives that idea that maybe the cape that she is wearing or some other element of her costume is freshly taken from that dragon. A really noble character. You get a really cool sense of adventure. She also has that serrated hunting knife that is also stained with blood. See if we can.
I love her cape.
Yeah, let's see if we can see the cape. The cape itself is made to look like dragon hide. Once again, she is entirely sculpted. Love the pop of red from the cape, and of course the dragon's blood and the dragon itself on this piece. She does have an exclusive swap out that is the dragon horn helm, and it is a helmeted portrait. She still has that smoky eye kind of look to her, and it gives her an even more intimidating and badass look to her. I love this piece. Again, I think I've mentioned this every time I brought her up, but I'm a dungeon master and I'm a Dungeons and Dragons player, and I would love to make a character based on her. She seems like a paladin, oath of dragon slaying, if that's, I mean, I know that's not really an oath, but it could be. But she is a really cool, kind of essential fantasy figure that easily would fit in with the realm of imagination of ancient swords, sorcery, warriors, and fights to the death. Next up, we have the Bounty Hunter Galactic Gun for Hire.
This one's my favorite.
This one's your favorite?
Yeah.
Why? Why do you like it?
Why? First of all, as somebody who had blue hair for 4 years, like, I identify
Solidarity.
strongly with her choices. And also, I just love her whole attitude. I love the whole piece. I love everything about it.
Yeah, I do love the sense of, you get a sense of the personality of each of the characters. Like the Dragon Slayer has a very noble mien to her, and the Dark Sorceress is kind of mysterious and she's got her own agenda that you don't understand. But the Bounty Hunter has this kind of youthful and almost cocky energeticness to her. She does have, again, I think the brightest colors of these pieces, really cool, fitting with the sci-fi, the outer space kind of nebula starfield feel. She is holding a giant blaster gun, as well as wearing an incredible kind of life support suit for traversing different planets. This is a galaxy that is filled with outlaws, and so bounty hunters, of course, are always in demand. Bounty hunters and sci-fi have become incredibly linked in pop culture too, so this was a natural fit for the character. Do love her boots with those kind of, it looks like rocket engines on the heels,
yeah.
And the calves, so that's really cool. She is stepping out of her pod, which has crash landed, and you guys can see it is crash landed on top of some native alien fauna, or maybe that's flora, I don't know. I'm unfamiliar with alien terrain, but the creature, whatever it is, it's not quite finished off yet, and it is reaching for her, unbeknownst to her, as she scans the horizon. Now, was this her target, or was this just collateral damage? We don't know, but this piece is really fun, has a sense of sci-fi mystery to it, kind of that pulp fiction style, like they came from Mars type feel to this character. So this is the Bounty Hunter Galactic Gun for Hire. Finally, we have the Dark Sorceress, Guardian of the Void. She is our horror lady, and she has a mysterious and beguiling appearance and attitude. You can tell that this is a woman in the midst of summoning. She is very fierce. She does have a lot of really cool like jewelry elements to her, and you can see that she is being kind of touched by the darkness that she's communing with. She has runes that are glowing, etched into her. The glow is from the is just the brightness of the paint. There's no light up effect or anything, but you can see that light is mirrored in the paint of her ceremonial kind of dais base, as mysterious shadow and dark elements of the void kind of bubble up around her and lift her higher. She does have an exclusive swap out that is a Gloom Goblin demon, which will make the piece significantly taller. So you do want to, once we have the measurements, you will want to make sure you have enough space on your shelf if you do intend to display her with that swap out. But you will be able to see that on our website when she goes up for pre-order. Strikingly pale, of course. She gives that sense of like a horror conjurer. She's got eldritch energy. She does have a very mysterious staff as well. And we say that she's the guardian of the void. She possesses a magic that few can comprehend, if any. And so we don't know, is she guarding the void from us? Is she guarding us from the void? Is she using its secrets for her own nefarious purposes? We don't know. And I did forget to mention the bounty hunter will have an exclusive swap out that is her her down hand. I guess that's the left arm. Yeah. That has a kind of a hard light knife.
Nice.
And again, you will be able to see all of that stuff when these ladies go out for pre-order on our website. Until then, you can RSVP. Check out their updated previews that no longer have the silhouettes, and you can see those.
All right. We had a lot of requests for Bane as well. You want to shift gears and go over there?
All right.
Okay. He showed up yesterday.
He did. It was almost as if the cries of thousands of fans summoned him to the booth. This is the Bane premium format figure. This is a brand new piece. I was unable to confirm the sculptor, so I will not make any speculation about who sculpted this piece. But it is entirely sculpted. You guys can see those vibrant green venom tubes all along his back and arms, as well as the tank at his waist. This is a really cool piece because our last Bane, if you recall, was a bit more hunched over. And so this is a Bane who is standing tall, ready for a fight. It looks like he's been through a fight, but he hasn't even broken a sweat yet. He is cracking his knuckles.
He's ready.
You guys can see on his elbows and his hands, he does have kind of a fight rash, kind of like, you know, when you get in some scrapes.
Got carpet burns.
Yeah. Really nasty looking guy. And you can see also the rippling muscles and veins in his arms. Again, this costume is all sculpted. He does have blood on his knees, which that's up for the viewer to determine how that got there, whether or not. Yeah, whose blood is it? It makes me think of, you made me bleed my own blood. Is it Bane's blood? We don't know. Is it Batman's? Did he break Batman's back by this point? You can also see, though, he has certainly destroyed the Batmobile. Yeah. You do see that kind of front hood element, as well as the destroyed tire. They got a lot of detail into the treads and the tearing of the faux rubber. It is all sculpted, though. And I want to call special attention to the detail on the lace-up boots. You guys are seeing a little bit of overlap from the Scarecrow PF here.
Pardon us.
A little bit of that fear toxin. But there's a lot of detail in this base as the Batmobile has been torn apart. But yeah, let's get some of the detail on the lace-up boots. I think that's incredible because that is all individually sculpted and it's not fabric, it's not lace. Really cool piece. But I'm sure you guys are, of course, here to see Bane himself up top, and you can see that he does have his signature mask. This piece will have an exclusive that has a swap out portrait, larger eyed mask, kind of classic, slightly more cartoony, or not classic, but yeah, I guess classic in the comic book, the slightly larger eyes. Man, he is.
He's imposing up there.
He is on a slight rise on this podium because of the way that we have the figures staggered, but you can see how much this guy towers over Batman regardless. And you are seeing him next to our Batman premium format from the most recent version of the Trinity that we have done, and then Scarecrow premium format figure from this is our Gotham City lineup.
Where do you want to go next?
Let's see. I do want to point out, because we did talk about the Stanley announcement today, I want to point out the Chris Sanders announcement that we did yesterday.
Yes, let's do that.
Because there's lots of stuff popping off all week long at Sideshow Con.
I'm in love with this piece.
It is so darling. This is the Pumpkin Witch statue. Yesterday, Sideshow announced that we are partnering with artist Chris Sanders. He's a writer, oh my goodness, writer, artist, director.
I'm fine with arter.
Director also wanted to come out of my mouth. He's done a lot of work in animation. You might recognize, he's done storyboards and artwork for Lilo and Stitch. He's worked on The Croods. He's worked on How to Train Your Dragon. And so we are partnering with him to do an artist series statue. This is the Pumpkin Witch, of course, based on one of his signature pinups. He's known for fantastical style, a lot of great kind of curves and bounce and movement to his artwork, the large eyes as well, this is just a really fun piece based on that very whimsical artwork that he has done. You guys can see that she is holding a pumpkin, and a harvest mouse is peeking out, and there's a little cat on the tombstone reaching for the mouse. As a part of the announcement, you can see on our blog there is some concept art of the statue, which has added elements from the original pinup. And you can see a video of Chris Sanders inking the original red line sketch of his pumpkin witch design. And I did want to call out a fun, two fun things that I consistently think deserve lots of praise on this piece. First of all, the cats on her leggings. If you know, you know, but don't those look like the original, not the original, but that classic Halloween decor? Yes. The absolutely adorable cats with the really specific eyes.
Little of course, vintage Halloween style.
Yeah, very vintage, spooky little bats, and then pumpkins. It's already getting me festive. It's making me forget that it is summer outside. But another fun detail is the tombstone says Mary Halbert has some years, and it says pirate captain lost at sea when mermaids, and then I can't read the rest, unfortunately. But I will have to inquire and see what it says. But Mary Halbert is actually a pirate character pinup that Chris Sanders has also designed.
So cool.
So you can go to chrissandersart.com to learn a little bit more about him. You can also see artwork from his comic Kiskaloo, which is about a cat. So it's really fun that we have a cat in this piece as well. It is not Kiskaloo in the statue, but Mary Halbert is another pinup character that he designed who is a pirate captain. You can see his original Pumpkin Witch on his website as well. Lots of love went into this piece. It's so fun. It's so bouncy. And the colors are absolutely to die for on this piece.
Well, as long as we're here.
Yes. So speaking of fantastic artists that we are privileged to pair with, we have done some work with Adi Granov before for his She-Hulk and Iron Man Mark II Extremis suit statues, but this is the first time we are getting to do an original character of Adi's. This is his own original designed Sova, and this is the Sova statue. You guys can see some of that kind of signature coloration and the kind of texture that is in his watercolor style. We have worked with him before, so we are staying extremely faithful to the kind of coloration, the style of his character. He always does very glamorous female portraits as well. She does have an industrial, post-apocalyptic kind of punk look to her. I believe in the original illustration, she does also have a motorcycle, so she does have that kind of biker clothing look to her. This is an entirely sculpted piece as well. You guys can see a lot of the different textures in her pants. And I do also love the kind of the full arm sleeve that she has with the massive, there's a massive puffed sleeve, and you can see the sculpt of the wrapped.
Yeah, the braiding and the,
Yeah. And it looks, it looks very faux leather. And then of course, can't forget the really cool owl on her hand. I assume this is a pet owl, perhaps a scavenger in this fellow post-apocalyptic kind of style wasteland, and to get that sense additionally of that kind of environment that she comes from, there's some industrial machinery on the base as well as a couple of skulls. I love the way that those pop as well with the paint style.
So nice.
So this was a brand new reveal for Sideshow Con, so you guys will be able to RSVP and be notified when she goes up for pre-order. And we love working with Adi Granov. It's been such a privilege. We've also done art prints with him. So if you guys check out the art print tour that we did on Tuesday of the booth, you can check out his Galactus fine art print that is going up through our art print program very soon. And we've done a number of prints, both from his Marvel Comics work as well as his Marvel Cinematic Universe concept artwork. Adi Granov is kind of everywhere in pop culture, and so it is a really exciting chance to work on an original character of his with the art team here at Sideshow.
Okay, I got a request. We didn't get a chance to really look at Stabby.
Okay.
And more dinosaur requests.
More dinosaurs. Excellent.
And also the Canary Blue and Smiles.
Okay. So we're taking a trip over to our Unruly Industries podium.
Unruly.com.
Check that cool wrap. So let's start with Stabby.
Okay.
Since we have not gotten a chance to focus on him. This is Stabby by Greg Crayola Simpkins, inspired by the kind of rubber hose animation vintage characters. This is a very fun little character that is his own original design. You can almost feel him bouncing up and down in that animation style. He thinks it's very nice to meet you. This is available for pre-order on our website, and we were asked if this is a production piece. I believe this is a production piece of Stabby. to capture that kind of vintage animation feel. He is also like, let's see if we can get around to the side so you guys can see the dimensions on
2D.
him. He's 3D, but it's like two and a half.
Yeah, he's pretty flat. He's a flat guy.
But it really makes that outline on his front angle pop. It is adorable, elongated proportions. I really do like the rabbit ears that he is flashing.
One of him is going to come home with me for sure.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and I'm going to be curating him into Atomic Misfit. So I love him.
I love that promise that so many of these things will end up as featured curated items on Atomic
Amy
Misfit.
and I are both curators for Atomic Misfit, so we have a little pull into what goes in there.
Excellent. So another Unruly Industries piece. Actually, this is a pair. They are sold individually, but they do match beautifully together. These are Smiles and Canary Blue by Newligan. These are designer collectible toys based on his original comic Union Street Choir, which is kind of an alt history 1920s San Francisco.
I love it.
And you've got there's poems that go with each of them, and I believe if they're not on our website, you can check them out on Newligan's own site. But these are a pair of kind of star-crossed lovers. You see that Smiles is on a boardwalk type base, and there's a couple of what appear to be beer bottles. And you see the kind of poles of the dock, the faux wood base. He walks softly but carries a big baseball bat. He's known for his name has come from the cool bandana that he has. Which is
very, safety conscious right now.
Yes. And then you can see, actually, I want to point out on his shoulder here when you're done, he does have the Union Street Choir logo on his shoulder with the brass knuckles, crossed bats, and then you can see USC for Union Street Choir, of course. And then we do have Canary Blue, who is a mermaid. I do love just noticing she has a lot of shimmering going on in her tail, which... You can see all the layered sculpt of the scales.
Yep.
She also has one of those bottles on her base that ties her to Smiles. She is also, she has a pipe that is blowing bubbles. She also has one of those similar kind of baker's boy caps.
And the freckles.
Yeah. I wish I could remember the poems right now, because I know that one of the lines of Canary Blues is sad songs a ruse, and she's so these characters are really cool. I love the star-crossed lovers vibe, and they've captured Unruly has captured the kind of signature movement and style of Newligan's artwork. Newligan's art has also been lent to designs for DC Direct, which is really cool. So if you guys are fans of his, this is a great time to be able to get his pieces in your collection. I also like that Canary Blue does have a number of tattoos on her arms that you guys can see there. Both available for pre-order on Unruly's website.
I also love this little detail of his little ribs.
Oh, yeah.
It's great.
The stance is really great. I mean, there's just so much.
There's so much that you keep discovering with
so
these.
much character in these. Speaking of character, we have
Look at these characters.
3 brand new figures from Unruly. These are these are created in partnership with artist Tom Whalen. This is his Whalentology set. They will all be sold individually, so you can pick your favorite dinosaur. We here at Sideshow love our dinosaurs, as you may know. So we were really excited to get to work with Tom Whalen, who is known for his vector-style art. Let's take a start with the Mosasaur. Again, I apologize that I can't do my best pirate voice this week, or I will ruin my voice and there will be no more live streams from Amy. But this is the Mosasaur. He has taken each dinosaur and given them a unique profession. Perhaps no one best suited to being a pirate than a Mosasaur, because he is an aquatic dinosaur, so he has been given an appropriately nautical
Let me get that patch
theme.
for you guys.
Yes.
There we go. Nope, come on, Stabby.
Doing our best here.
There we go.
Yeah, so you can see that the Mosasaur has an eye patch. He also has a sword, a hook for a hand. He has a peg leg. And you guys can see in the artwork, or in the figure, where there are kind of divide lines.
The vector.
Yeah,
right,
the vector style in the hat. It's in every aspect of these characters, so you can pay special attention. Each of them has, their costume is predominantly white and orange to kind of tie them together as a collection. It makes their own individual colors pop, which is really nice.
There's something cool too about, it's hard to catch here, but the way the tail wraps around the back.
Oh,
Let me
yes.
see if I can get over there. There we go. Now you can see it. I love it. It's great from every angle, really.
Yeah, these are extremely expressive, and unruly pieces you definitely need to give a 360 look before you decide their best display configuration. Let's go to the Brachionaut since we are on this side. This is our intrepid astronaut Brachiosaurus. Again, you can see that, and this one really exemplifies the vector art style because you can see divided down the middle. He's got a nice symmetry to him, and there are slightly differing colors based on where the shadow and the light hit in the vector art. This guy has a number of little kind of decal style patches that an astronaut would have on their suit, perhaps sponsors or logos. He particularly has herbivore, Cretaceous, Brachiosaurus, Alithorax. I've never seen that one before. And just a lot of fun stuff going on. He does also have his breathing apparatus on his back.
I love his boots so much.
Yes, they're very cute.
Little stumpies. Okay.
And I do like his expression of looking in either direction, really. Just very sweet, very cute. Next up, the last of the Waylandology. We have the Gentleman Rex designer collectible toy, and this, of course, is the king of lizards. This is the Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Let me get his monocle for you. They really are like just 360 pieces. There's his monocle.
Yes. So he is equipped with a monocle. He has a cravat, a top hat. He's got a cane. I do love the look of his little arms over his paunchy stomach.
His little spats.
Extremely cute. And he does have coattails and a little dinosaur tail.
Yes.
And it's so sweet, so cute. Wayland has made these dinosaurs exceptionally adorable. I support them in all of their professional endeavors. There's a lot of personality to these. And I do love, I think best of all for me with the Gentleman Rex is the head slightly thrown back laughing expression that has the gentlemanly ah-ha-ha-ha to it.
Man about town.
Yes, he is absolutely a man about town. These pieces are so cute, so packed full of personality. Really great colors as well, and they look extremely impressive as a set, especially because of the matching theme of each of their costume colors, but their own dinosaur colors are bright and expressive. And I love the way that the team has translated the vector art into the coloration of a 3D model.
Yeah. As long as we're here, let's finish up the booth with these two. I don't know if we looked at them all that much.
Yeah. So this is the Guru del Toro Maestro of Monsters designer collectible toy by Chogran. I believe this one is in stock on our website currently. And this is, of course, just a loving homage to Guillermo del Toro, who has ushered in countless dreams, fantasies, and nightmares about all of our favorite monsters, robots, hellboys, and kaiju and creatures. And so you can see that there are a lot of different references, some specific, maybe some not as specific, but this is just capturing both his own monstrous mind and character, but his affability, his friendliness that always comes across, the genuine love he puts into each of his pictures.
He's so ready to give you a giant hug with all of these wonderful arms.
Or the most high fives in the world.
Ever.
Yeah, and then of course it is in the golden kind of Buddha style to really reference the fact that he is he is the maestro of monsters. He is an inspiration to so many filmmakers, artists, dreamers, creators, writers with his imaginative creations and monster worlds.
Love it.
Love it.
This
is the King Charles by Dull. This is a really cool piece based on, of course, the traditional French deck of playing cards. King Charles specifically is known as the Suicide King because he is the card that is stabbing himself through the head, which I actually didn't really notice in the card artwork until Dull put this creation out. I believe he is the King of Hearts figure as well because this piece does have hearts in its design. Really cool because you can display it upside or downside because either side, like a
deck of cards.
Yeah, like a playing card is swappable. Really nice kind of matte black paint job to contrast the gold that has a bit of more of a shimmer, not a complete gloss to it, but it is a very nice contrast, really detailed piece. It's very elegant, and it takes a concept so well known like the playing card and makes it wholly unique, a bit a horror piece, but just again, really elegant, like very luxury piece. And this is available on our website. I believe it is also in stock.
Okay.
One
more piece.
One more piece.
I'm a dealer's choice.
Let's
Up
make
to
it a
you.
good one. Oh, that's too much pressure.
Amy, what do you want to look at?
Let's go back to. Actually, I want to take a look at the DC Bombshells.
Yes.
We can just kind of do them
yeah.
all in a lump
Yeah.
really quick. So this is part of our Atomic Misfit podium, which we did swap out a lot of the curated items. And as we mentioned, Atomic Misfit is a new brand launch that premiered this week. We're very excited about it because it is a place and a space to celebrate the unique, chic, and misfit geeks. We want to introduce you also to artists and things that inspire your fandom that you may or may not have been familiar with. And one of the core pieces of this initiative is not only will we create new collectibles, but we will be curating things that are whimsical, wild, weird, wondrous, anything that really inspires your fandom, helps you express what you love. And so Autumn gave me dealer's choice. So
Yes.
Specifically, I'm a little biased. I have a bunch of DC Bombshells in my collection. I've read the entire comic book series that was based on they began as variant covers, and then DC Direct turned them into statues, and then they turned it into a comic book series. It's a series of wartime pinups, kind of World War II era. Really fun. All the girls have a different kind of profession that is specific to their character. So right now we can see that Black Canary is a lounge singer. This is specifically the Black Canary sepia tone edition. There is a full color version that is sold out. But she does have that rockabilly style to her as she very gently, I love the lightness with which she's holding the mic. As she perhaps prepares to croon something out or even do her classic canary cry. I believe this piece is mixed media. I'm convinced that those fishnets are real fabric.
They sure look like it because you can see on the back.
Yeah.
The little, yep.
And then the bases all have character placards that have the original Aunt Lucia artwork in the middle, as well as their nameplate, and it's got that kind of riveting texture that is not only riveting but looks like the side of actual like wartime bombshells. And I wanted to also point out, not only has DC taken on their most famous heroines, but they also managed to get in a Vertigo character. This is Death from Sandman. She, of course, really represents that kind of classic vintage era nurse. She does have the pin curls in her hair. She's standing with an umbrella, perhaps waiting in the rain as her cape blows.
Getting in close, you can really see the umbrella details of all the... It's beautiful. It's hard to catch from back here, but yeah, there's a lot of details in
And
this.
while the Black Canary is a sepia tone figure, Death herself is actually black and white in the comics. You do see a little bit of blue to highlight her hair, but this is not a variant figure. This is the Death DC Bombshell statue. And of course, she does also have her signature ankh at her neck. And it's on her shoe design as well. It's they have a sense of delicateness to them in that pinup style, but these are DC's fiercest heroines taking on new appearances. I am an absolute sucker for this collection. There's so many fun ones. I believe on our website we also have Mary Marvel from the Shazam family, and she's like a marching band leader, which is super fun. I own Poison Ivy, who's just a kind of classic pinup model. Supergirl is a flight attendant in some iterations. These are so fun, so imaginative, and if you haven't checked out the comic book series, I highly recommend it because you get to see even more characters rendered in a nostalgia style. But I am a sucker for alternate universes, and so that is one of those pieces that I personally curated. I actually did personally curate the Death DC Direct.
She's sitting right here because of you.
Thank you. And so we will also be featuring curator blogs throughout the week, so you guys can check those out, get a little bit more familiar with the Atomic Misfit pieces. Otherwise, we will continue to show you guys what's at this part of the booth as it swaps out.
Absolutely.
But it's all about inspiring you and your unique fandom and attitudes. And again, like one of my favorite representations is one of our curators. She loves horror so much, but one of the items she personally recommended is the Miss Mindy Mary Poppins music box because of the significance it holds to her from her childhood. And so you can be the most gruesome grindhouse horror fan, but still have a love of these beautiful characters, the weird, the quirky, the whimsical. So that is what Atomic Misfit is all about.
I think this display right now is a really good representation of the variety in the Atomic Misfit, but they all definitely go with this brand.
Yes.
For sure. Let's take a look at the Catwoman, even though she is not one of the Bombshell, but she is posed near them. So
yes. So this is the Catwoman wedding dress statue by DC Direct. DC has been focusing a lot on taking their cover girls, taking specific designs. And so if you're following comics, you know that there was a Will They, Won't They with Batwoman, or Batman and Catwoman, excuse me. And this was Catwoman's wedding dress. I believe it is a Joelle Jones design, but I will verify that before the next show, because I know they've done a lot with Joelle Jones. But they are extremely faithful to the artists. I think character comes first with the DC Direct pieces, and then the artist is right on the heels, keeping that vision. There's a lot of beautiful sculpture. There's a raised texture to the lace of her dress as well. And I do love that simply elegant cat ear tiara. This is an entirely sculpted piece. DC Direct pieces are usually also numbered edition sizes on the bottoms of their bases, which is really cool. And I do love that little pop of red in this piece from her manicure, because it it matches with her lipstick, but otherwise the piece is predominantly black and white. And the white is a pearly white too, because it is, of course, Selena's wedding day, maybe. So this is available on our website as well from DC Direct.
All right, well, I think we're ready to wrap up for now. There is going to be a special episode of Unsealed and Revealed at 10 o'clock Pacific today, so you guys are going to want to stay tuned for that.
And then there's going to be a special episode of the Comics Hall at 2 p.m. Pacific.
Yes.
But before that,
we're back.
We're back for the noon as all request show, where we will be able to see your comments. This was, we were taking requests that we remembered that we didn't get to yesterday.
Yes.
But this will, the noon show will be a dynamic.
Yes.
You're telling us where you want to go throughout the booth.
And that one is on YouTube only, so that we can see all of your comments and respond quickly. We do put a vote up in the Facebook group, Let Your Geek Side Show. We ask, what do you guys want to see at the noon show? We take a vote, and whatever ones get the highest votes, those are the ones we look at first. So if you guys want to put in your votes, head on over there and watch for a moderator dropping that poll. And then once we get through the top votes, then it's all requests. You guys let us know in the chats and we'll take a look at it.
Yeah, and until then, keep checking our blog for your daily overview schedule for our Atomic Misfit Curator features, all the news, all the features. We are very excited to be bringing you lots of news because, again, this is day 4 of Sideshow Con, but we are only halfway through. We still have more to show you. Go to side.show/con to register if you have not already as well, because that's vitally important, especially if you want to check out those exclusive items. Check out our exclusive pin deal for the free Stan Lee collectible pin, as well as there's a free Hot Toys 20th anniversary pin that you can also claim in a similar deal format, so do check that out. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We will see you again shortly throughout all of our shows. Until then, don't forget to let your geek side show.